Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to the preview of Storyboard. So, Storyboard is an idea that I got last September, and I didn't feel like I was a good enough programmer to work on it yet, which was entirely true. And I'm still not good enough to write the whole software, but working my way through there. In January, I started watching a lot of Handmade Hero, and I got the little kick that led me into, beginning the project. So here's Storyboard. At its core, Storyboard is a word processor. It's not very impressive, though. So, yeah, at its core, it's a word processor. You can do keyboard shortcuts and copy and paste text, and all the normal word processing stuff. And that's mostly what I've been working on until now, and that's kind of been the easy part. So let's go into File, Open. Let's open a file. We're going to open up the story of Goldilocks, which I've gotten from this website right here. I'll put that in the description for all that great credit. So, for those of you that don't know about the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears, it takes place in a forest, and the character Goldilocks stumbles upon this house in the middle of a forest, and she's kind of bewildered, and she goes in and she sees food on the table. She tries eating it, and one's too cold, one's too hot, and one's just right. She does the same thing with chairs. One's, too stiff, one's she just sinks into, and one is just perfect. And then the third thing that she does is the beds upstairs. She lays down in one bed, lays down in another, and then the third one is just perfect, and she falls asleep. Three bears come home, and they eat her. But in this version of the story, she runs away. And we're going to use that version for a reason. So, let me mark a few spots. So these kind of look like breakpoints in Visual Studio. And that's where I decided to use the red circle from, to be honest. So we're going to put one at the beginning of the story. We're going to put one when she falls asleep and the bears come home. And then we're going to put one way down here, and right here, where she runs down the stairs, opens the door, and runs away into the forest. So, we have three bookmarks. Now, the next thing we're going to do is highlight Goldilocks, and we're going to hit Control D. I don't know why it's Control D, that's just a keyboard shortcut I decided to use. Alright, all the Goldilocks are highlighted. She is now a character. And now we're going to do the same thing for the Three Bears, and I've hard-coded these colors that make it really simple to know who's Goldilocks and who's the Three Bears. So what now? We have, some little spots in our story that we've bookmarked. We have characters highlighted. Let's open up one of the views. So what makes Storyboard cool, I guess, is that it's not just a word processing editor to write your stories in. It has these things that I'm calling views. And each view has different properties and allows you to do different things. But all the views are based around this basic concept of a timeline. And you can see that right here above the storyboard text. It's this red line with these marks. And those are what I just put down. You can see once we go to the first one here, the first one highlights, and we are now at the first event. So, this view is the map view, and we are able to bring characters around. So, at the beginning of the story, Goldilocks is in the house. The bears are not. Go to the next one. The bears come home. And the last one, Goldilocks runs away into the forest. Maybe she gets so scared that she just completely leaves the atmosphere. Who knows? Like, if you're writing a story, you've got the possibility to write anything. Imagination is limitless. So we can go between these events and see things progress over time. And then on top of that, while you're scrolling through the text, things will automatically update relative to where you've set them. So the purpose of this software is to give you visual information that you've already created, is in your head, but to put it out into a software where you can keep track of things over time to prevent plot holes from happening. So let's write something quick. Okay, so right here, where Goldilocks says the porridge is too cold, maybe it would be really great if Baby Bear, inserted, oh, why don't you try mine? Baby Bear suggested. So she tasted the last bowl of porridge. Ah, this porridge is just right, she said happily. Thanks for the suggestion, Baby Bear. However, Baby Bear is not in the house. So this doesn't make any sense. And had I glanced over at the map while I was writing that, I would have been like, oh hey, this not anywhere remotely near the house. So this doesn't make sense. It's a plot hole. And that's what I'm going to try to do over time, is to put a bunch of features in this that, put little flags next to things that might be plot holes by, taking the data on the map and the other views and saying, hey, this might not make sense. This might be a plot hole, because nothing sucks more than, writing a story and accidentally teleporting a character across an ocean and realizing that you did that, 3 weeks later after you've written a bunch of new content in the middle of the story, and maybe it screws up stuff later, and it's just a big nightmare. So this software is supposed to help make it super simple to make sure that you don't have any plot holes happening. So this is Storyboard, and there are no release dates or even demos yet. This is a demo video, but I'm not going to have a public demo for people to try out for a long time, because it's way too easy to break it right now. Things are hard-coded here and there, and I'm still kind of figuring out the whole architecture as I work on this, because every iteration that I do on certain parts, this is the second full rewrite actually, I learn more about how it works and how I should structure it. So I'm going to do probably one more full rewrite, and then after that I'm actually going to continue forward and create more views and kind of settle down and not keep rewriting it, because I don't want to be in perfection paralysis. But I've learned a lot, and this software will be available someday for people to try out. So thanks for watching, and this has been Storyboard. This is the end of the video. This is me saying goodbye.